Japan is not all sunshine and sakura, cherry blossoms. There are challenges that come with studying here. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel at Thrive with Jane. My name is Jane and I'm sharing practical tips on life, studies and thriving abroad tips. Yes, so today we're going to tackle an important question. Is studying in Japan really worth it? In my previous video, I talked about how to study in Japan. Maybe you've seen beautiful cherry blossoms, futuristic cities, or maybe you've even heard about prestigious universities here in Japan. Now, but is it all amazing as it seems, or are there some challenges that people don't really talk about? Now, well, as someone who is living this reality, I will break down the pros and cons for you, so you can decide for yourself if this adventure is truly for you. Now, first things first, before we go into the detail or a direct answer to this very question, I'd like to give you a sneak peek into the pros and cons of studying in Japan, many of which are based off my personal experience. All right, let's start with the sweet part. The pros, the advantages, the merits, the benefits, the gains. Number one on that list will be world-class education. Japan is home to some of the best universities globally, especially in many fields, science related for the most part. There are universities that are consistently ranked high worldwide. Now, rankings of these universities, it means that they have solid foundation, and you can have access to state-of-the-art and professors who are experts in their fields. So whether you're into academics or research, Japan's degree is globally recognized and respected. Now, number two on that part will be scholarships. Then let's talk about money. Let's be honest, studying abroad is expensive, but Japan offers several scholarships that make education here accessible. One of the biggest game changers for me is the MEXT scholarship. In my previous video, I talked about that part. It covers tuition, monthly stipend, and even flight from and to Japan. That means you can focus on your studies without getting so worried about finances or even student debt, as with so many Western world. Now, there is also JASO scholarship and university-specific financial aid programs. So funding your education in Japan is absolutely possible. Now, let's talk about cultural experiences. Like no other, Japan is a place where history and the future exist side by side. Does that even make sense? Okay, one moment you are walking through an ancient temple, and the next moment you are standing in a high-tech city surrounded by neon lights. It's a mix of old and new that you won't find anywhere else in the world, as a matter of fact, which explains why we have a lot of tourists here. Now, beyond that part is food. The food is on the next level. The sushi, the ramen, the matcha desserts. If you are a foodie, Japan is a paradise. Trust me. Plus, the country has a deep appreciation for art, anime, that's cartoon kind of, fashion, and technology. So you will constantly discover new things. Okay. Now, moving on to safety and cleanliness. Japan is one of the safest countries in the world. Crime rates are incredibly low, and whether you are walking home late at night or even leaving your bag at a cafe for a few minutes, you will feel secured. You will feel really secured. Now, beyond safety is the cleanliness. It is simply impressive. The streets are spotless, public transport is well maintained, and there is a strong culture of personal responsibility when it comes to cleanliness. Clean your own space. Get it done. You don't have to be a cleaner to clean. Do it. Then the next on that list will be working part-time, the opportunities to do that. Do you need extra cash? Japan allows international students to work up to 28 hours per week with student visa. Now that means you can earn money while gaining real-life experiences in the country. Now, popular student jobs include working at cafes, convenience stores, and even English tutoring. Now, the pay isn't that bad either, depending on where you work. If you work in places like Tokyo, Osaka, those big cities, maybe it's a bit higher. Plus, it is a great way to practice Japanese and get to interact with locals. Oh, they are so happy when you make such attempts to speak their language. Okay, the next on that part, the next session will be the cons of studying in Japan. Now, let's keep it real. Japan is not all sunshine and sakura, cherry blossoms. There are challenges that come with studying here, just like every other developed country. And it is important to know what you are signing up for. It is very important. First of that part is language barrier. Now, even if your university courses are in English, daily life in Japan is in Japanese. Simple as that. Simple tasks like ordering food, going to the bank, or even understanding your mail can be difficult without some Japanese skills. Now, I strongly recommend that you learn at least the basic Japanese before arriving. Apps like Duolingo or taking a beginner's course can give you a head start. Now, if you plan to stay back after graduation, fluent Japanese will be almost necessary for the job hunting. Did I forget the part that Google Translate is your best friend? Okay, moving on to high cost of living. In Japan, living isn't cheap, especially if you're living in big cities like Osaka, Tokyo, or even Fukuoka City. Rent, food, transportation, and even daily necessities can add up really fast. But if your university has dormitories, you might be lucky. Even groceries can be pricey. If you're using supermarkets, if you're not careful, but essentially, budgeting and being smart about expenses is key. Now, I have a video about budgeting for international students, so be sure to check it out. It's for your own good, okay? Very well. Now, moving on to academic pressure. The thing is, Japanese universities are rigorous. If you are a research student, you should expect long hours in the lab and a high expectation from professors. Even undergraduate courses require commitment. Unlike some Western universities where classes can be flexible, Japanese universities, emphasis is on discipline and hard work. It is rewarding but can be really overwhelming if you are not prepared for it. Yes, and the next part is loneliness and culture shock, okay? Homesickness is real, and adjusting to a new culture can be really, really challenging. Japanese social norms are different, and making deep friendship might take time. For example, small talk isn't as common, and people are generally reserved. Emphasis on reserved. At first, it might feel like you are on your own, but don't worry. Joining student communities, clubs, or even connecting with other international students can help a lot, really. Now, let's talk about the tough job market post-graduation. Are you thinking of staying back in Japan after graduation? Everything about you will revolve around your work. Here is the reality. Without strong Japanese skills, finding a job can be tough. Now, while some global companies hire English speakers, most Japanese companies require fluency in Japanese, writing, speaking, reading, all of that. I also have a video where a Taiwanese friend of mine who is fluent in Japanese, by the way, talked about job hunting in Japan after graduation. So be sure to check it out. All in all, if you are considering working in Japan long term, I highly recommend investing in learning the language, okay, while you're still a student. It's a lot of money here, but it's worth it. The good news, anyway, is that many universities offer free or low-cost Japanese classes, okay? Yeah, and finally, my answer. So, is studying in Japan worth it? Okay. Honestly, yes. That is if you're ready for the adventure. It is a place full of opportunities, incredible cultural experiences, and high quality education to the world. But it also comes with challenges like language barriers and academic pressure and all of that stuff that I've mentioned previously. Now, if you're considering studying in Japan, I recommend that you do your research, prepare in advance, take advantage of scholarships like MEXT to ease financial burden. Go to YouTube and watch videos like this. I also made a video of how I got the MEXT scholarship, so be sure to check it out. All the links to the videos that I mentioned here in this video, they are all in the description box. So if you're open-minded, willing to learn, and ready for personal growth, studying in Japan can be a life-changing experience for you. Yeah, so, okay, if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, a like, subscribe, drop your questions in the comments. Would you study in Japan? Let's chat about it below. Alright, see you in the next video. Bye!